What's up, guys? It's your boy Hotshot. In this video, I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to drive in the winter. There's 10 tips, but I lost count after 3. So, just bear with me, listen to the tips, write them down, learn, and make that money. And it starts right now. So in this video, I'm going to give you 10... Oh, wait a minute, Buster. In this video, I'm going to give you 10 winter driving tips. Not strategies, but tips to add together and make it work. Number 1, I don't care about... If you don't do any of the other ones, do this one. Slow down. You have to keep it slow. Slow, steady. Just keeps everything calm, cool, collective. And the reason for going slow is we're big, we're heavy, and you need more braking time now because you can't just slam on the brakes. You have to take it easy, and if you're going slower, these four-wheelers, they don't care. Especially the four-wheel drives. These four-wheel drives, they think they are invincible. The only thing a four-wheel drive does is get you stuck further off the road. So, four-wheel drive is good, but it is not to drive like a maniac. So slow down, scan all the four-wheelers, just take your time. Going down the hills or the mountains, just put it in the lower gear and let it glide. And my number 2, this is going to come with some controversy, but this is what I do, and I've seen talked to other people that do it. I use my engine brake. The reason I use my engine brake is because it does not control the wheels, so to speak. If my engine is slowing down my truck, it's not going to spin. An engine brake will not spin the tires. It's not going to slam on them real hard. It's just more fluid, it's easier, it's more consistent. So I use the Jake brake. And now you're going to have your visibility. This is another reason to slow down, for visibility. Make sure your windows are clean, your headlights are clean, your mirror, everything's clean. You probably have to clean them a couple times a day. But with the winter, especially when it starts snowing, you've got the glare, you've got the snow coming at you. It's just really hard to see. And I don't know about you guys, but in my 5500, it sits up a little more. I kind of lose part of that passenger side front bumper. Like, I can't see much over there. I can see you coming up, but I can't see the depth on how close you are. So do everything you can do to clean up your visibility. Make sure your glasses are clean. Make sure you have sunglasses. Even if you don't need them all the time, you will need them in the winter. So the next tip, ease into your braking. And this is why you need more room. If you're running your engine brake or your exhaust brake, whichever you have, or both, and you want to just ease into your brakes, but now you want to do it in a straight line. Like if you're changing lanes, that is not the time to brake, because what could happen is if you're changing lanes and you brake and it starts to slide, well, which way is your trailer going to go? It's not going to go this way, it's going to go this way. So now you've got a sideways slide on your hand and they're a mess. So now to get out of the slide, do not hit the brakes. Last winter, I was in Wisconsin, right there, Toma, Wisconsin, and I hit a bridge and I lost control. And I was on the phone with a guy, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before, and we were talking about winter tips. When when you do that, when you start to slide or lose control, do not hit the brakes. The best thing you can do, and this takes practice, this takes dedication and a mindset. You need to hit the fuel. You need to steer out of it, hit the fuel, and go. And try to go. You want to turn your wheel against the slide. So if I'm sliding this way, I want to turn to pull it out this way, whichever way I can go. So just make sure you're braking in a straight line, and if you lose control, you're not slamming on your brakes, because the brakes are just going to make it even worse because you're still sliding. All right? And then you want to, this is what I do anyway, especially when it just starts and I know there's cinders and salt and all that. I like to cut my own groove. I mean, sometimes it's nice to go with the groove in the road, but if it's been snowing for 6, 8, 10 hours and you've got all these grooves, they turn into ice. Like you're no longer dealing with snow and pavement underneath. You're dealing with packed down snow that became ice. Like if you watch in the winter and you notice like your driveway or whatever, once you run over that, it's harder to clean up and it turns to ice. You can have a whole driveway full of snow. You pull your car in, pull it out, and then shovel, them tracks will stay. And that's because they're packed down and they're now more, as I said, ice than snow. And when you're cutting your own grooves and you have good tires, it's easier. You know, because once you hit the ice, you're done. There is nothing you can do for ice. Nothing at all. So, and when you're taking off or just doing anything, you want to be easy on the pedals, easy on the fuel, easy on the brake. If you start to spin your wheels, that's a bad sign, because you have a lot of weight on that trailer. The only real wheels that are in control here are your drives. Your steers steer you. The problem with your trailer wheels is they just free flow. They have brakes, but they just flow and they just do whatever. Your drives are where your weight are. They're where you turn, you steer, you're in control. Well, not steer, but you know, I mean, you control your movement by your drives. Make sure you have good drives. Make sure if you can keep them clean, keep them clean. I'm not saying go out there and scrub them, but you know, if you've got a bunch of mud and all that caked up in there, get that stuff out. So I believe on the mountains, as I said before, slower down, low gear, engine brake, and just keep an eye out for the four-wheelers. Now I keep saying four-wheelers, but you're going to have drivers that don't know how to, big rig drivers or hotshot drivers, anybody that don't know how to drive in the snow. So it's your job to stay away from them. You just have to stay away. And this is probably the second biggest tip, and I do this a lot. Just pull over. Don't pull over on the road. If the sun's starting to go down and temperature's dropping, and I think it's going to freeze, I just pull over. Alright guys, like I said, you just pull over. It's better to be safe than sorry. I have never had a customer argue with me when I said, hey, the roads are unsafe, I don't feel comfortable, I don't want to damage your equipment, so I had to pull over, I'm going to be late. You just don't. And now, like running in the north and the west and, you know, northeast, they're usually a lot better with clearing the roads because they're used to it. Now, like some of the mid-states, you know, they're not really used to snow. So when it comes, like North Carolina gets a snowstorm, they're done. They are done. So, pull over, guys. Be safe. Worry about you and your equipment. But most importantly, worry about you. You can't rebuild your life you know, because you didn't want to stop. You can rebuild a truck, but once you get in it, once you do it enough, you'll be okay. Like, you'll know what to do, when to do it. Don't push. Do not push any issue. Like, in the wintertime, even make the customers think you're going to be later than you really are, because you don't want to try to make up time. You just don't. You can't make up time in the snow and the sleet and the rain and crazy four-wheelers. So that is my tips for driving with Old Man Winter. I love Old Man Winter. But, guys, we're like 120 subscribers away. So for you guys that watch every day, but you don't hit that button, hit the subscribe for us. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Now, you can hit the ding ding and get the notifications, but you don't have to. But please hit the subscribe. So we're going to give away some headsets. Today's Thursday. I think we're going to hit the road tomorrow, run over the weekend. Like, share, subscribe. But go ahead and hit that ding ding, because we dropping knowledge over here. I think I said it in another video. I'm having problems with my central dispatching videos. They're just too long and too time consuming. So my solution is we gonna do it together. Probably every Sunday evening we're gonna do a live video. You guys get involved. You tell me what loads to build, where to build them, and we're just gonna rock out and build loads and make money. So I know there's a couple guys that's been looking for them videos. That's why you haven't found them, or haven't seen them coming up, because they just, it's hard for me to do a video for an hour and not know, you know, it's hard for me to do a video for an hour and expect you guys to sit there and watch the whole thing. Now, if I'm there interacting, it's totally different, so that's why we're going to do it that way. But like, share, subscribe. Go on and watch some of them old videos. There's a lot of questions coming up that have already been answered. So look through the library. I know there's a lot of videos. But that's that. Appreciate y'all stopping by, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, to slow you down, they can't stop me or you.